Welcome! In this tutorial, we'll walk you through how to set up Gepetto, create your own pre-generated lip sync, and use it within an actor. This video assumes you're already familiar with Unreal Engine basics, including navigating the editor and creating a blueprint. You'll also find the Gepetto documentation linked in the description, along with a Getting Started section that covers the essentials we'll be following. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out via the email provided in the description below. Let's start by connecting to X&Immersion website. Once you're on the site, navigate to the Plugins section. You'll see several versions of the Gepetto plugin available. For this example, we'll be using version 5.5. You can download it by clicking this button. Open the archive using WinRAR or any similar tool, and drag and drop the Gepetto folder into your project's plugins directory. If your project doesn't already have a plugins folder, go ahead and create one at the root level of your project. Now you can open your Unreal project. In the Unreal editor, start by opening the Plugins window and make sure the Gepetto plugin is enabled. Next, head over to the Project Settings window and scroll down until you find the Gepetto section. Here, enter your API key, which you can retrieve from the X&Immersion website. Now let's return to the Unreal editor to test if Gepetto is functioning properly. Click the small button to open the phoneme generation editor. In this window, you'll see several parameters. We'll explore them in more detail later. You just have to check that the parameter named audio has an audio file. Then, click on the Generate Phonemes button. The generation may take a few seconds. Once it's finished, navigate to the example folder within the Gepetto plugin. If you don't see this folder, open the Settings menu in the Content browser and enable Show Plugin Content. You should now see the example folder in the hierarchy on the left-hand side. Click on it, and you'll find a few Gepetto sequences already available in the plugin. Feel free to try them out if you'd like. For this guide, we'll open the asset named Gepetto Sequencer example. Let's see if a valid lip sync animation is present. To do this, add the skeletal mesh named Mike Alger in the Details panel. Then, try to move the timeline cursor, and you should see your character begin performing the lip sync animation. That wraps up the first part. Gepetto is now successfully set up in your project. Again, if you run into any issues, feel free to reach out to us via the email provided in the description. Next, let's explore how to customize your pre-generated lip sync and play it on an actor, using the most straightforward workflow possible. First, set your audio parameter with your audio file. It's the basis for lip sync generation. Then, enable Use Speech Recognition to generate lip sync directly from the audio without a transcript. Choose your audio's language to improve recognition accuracy. Use Demo Phonemes Table and Demo Emotions T-Table for the phonemes and emotion settings. These are tailored for the rigged character and convert results into facial blend shapes. Several phoneme tables come bundled with the plugin. Feel free to check them out. A phoneme table maps phonemes to their associated morph targets using two columns, phoneme name and morph targets. This setting sets the lip sync quality. Higher values improve results but take more time. Then, the checkbox, Use Auto Emotions, allows Gepetto to detect emotions directly from the audio file. Finally, the Save As setting lets you generate phonemes as either a data asset or a Gepetto sequencer. For this example, we'll use the Gepetto sequencer format. The generation might take a few seconds, depending on your settings. Once it's complete, navigate to the example folder in Gepetto and open your newly created Gepetto sequencer. Here, we'll preview the generated lip sync using the rigged character included with the plugin. You can find the character in the Demo Scene folder, under the Character folder. Let's open it and take a look at its available morph targets. As you can see, the character includes multiple morph targets. Each one modifies a specific part of the face, such as the mouth. Let's assign our rigged character to the Gepetto sequence and preview the lip syncs. Click play to start the animation.
Hey there, you look like you're not from around here. Need something or just passing
Everything
through?
looks good so far. You can adjust morph targets by modifying their timing or amplitude. Each morph target is a track made up of multiple keyframes. Let's select a keyframe and set its amplitude to -1. Notice the jaw behavior before we change it.
On here?
The animation updates in real time.
Here?
You can also experiment with values beyond the default morph target range.
On here? From around here?
For now, we'll revert the amplitude to -1 and save the sequence as is. We're going to create a blueprint to play the lip sync in a scene. Name your new blueprint as you like, then open it. To play a Gepetto sequence, you'll need two components, a skeletal mesh with your character and a Gepetto sequencer component. Make sure your character is properly assigned to the skeletal mesh. Once both components are set, open the Event Graph tab to begin scripting. In the Begin Play event, initialize the Gepetto sequencer component using the Initialize function. Pass in the skeletal mesh you just added as its parameter. Since we want to trigger the sequence with the spacebar, we started by calling Enable Input at the beginning of Begin Play. You're free to play the sequencer however you like. This is just one example. Now, simply call the play function on the Gepetto sequencer component. Only one parameter is required here, the Gepetto sequence. Assign your pre-generated animation to it. If you plan to reuse the sequence, you can create a variable of type Gepetto sequence to keep things clean and efficient. The other parameters let you control how the facial expression resets after the lip sync ends. Now that everything's set up, let's test the animation in a scene. Just drag and drop your blueprint into the level, then hit play to see it in action. We move in closer to the character for a better look at the final render. Then, we press space.
Hey there, you look like you're not from around here. Need something or just passing through?
And there it is. Everything works perfectly. We hope you enjoyed this tutorial. As mentioned earlier, Gepetto sequence isn't the only option. You can also use a Gepetto data asset, which is better suited for runtime lip sync or simpler, pre-generated animations. The workflow is nearly identical. For details, check out the Getting Started section in the video description. You now have everything you need to get started with Gepetto. Thanks for watching, and see you soon.